In this video, we're going to discuss branding in Quincy. Quickly just touch on what branding is. We're going to show you how to brand some files, and then we're going to show you bait searching, which is bait stamping is a unique type of branding, one most of you are probably intimately familiar with. And then being able to search for those baits numbers is critical to using that functionality easily anyway. All right, so what is branding? Branding is just attaching some image, whether the image actually be a number or something, some other sort of text, onto a document. In this video, we're going to talk about branding in Quincy. We're going to discuss what branding is. We're going to show how to brand some files, and then we're going to use bait searching. Baits numbers are a specific type of branding. So what is branding? Branding is just burning in some image into a PDF version of a file. It could be a watermark, it could be a bait stamp, it could be any number of different things, but it's just a way of marking files. Let's go into Quincy now and show how you brand files. There are two ways to do that. First, we need to log into a case for this to work at all, because we're going to need some documents. It's worth noting you always brand onto the PDF. You can't if you can't create a PDF of a document, and there's some documents that simply won't PDF, you won't be able to brand them. But I think we're logged in. Let's go ahead and just filter on our documents. And let's open our viewer. And I think a good number of these are already branded. So we'll let's look at one that might already have a brand on it. Let's see. Yes, it does. This one's been bait stamped. If you can see that, that reads ABC00001. And then later on, here's one ABC0002. Let's see if we have anything else that's, let's say, branded. Yep, this one's got up here, it's ABC00100. Again, another bait stamp. But let me show you how you do that. So let's say we don't like this branding. We want to turn it to something else. We want to use a watermark or whatnot. To brand a document or bait stamp it, it should probably say brand, but you click on this button and that will pull up this viewer. And then you can use these various, depending on where you want the branding to go, you can use these various options, or if you want a watermark, you can use this one. Let's just do a watermark for now. We'll say testing. And let's make sure I get this right. Yep. We'll make it large, 20. And let's go ahead and just do that. Now, generally, always brandings are jobs, and so you can check their status in the job widget if you're interested. On a single document, it will happen relatively quickly. So all you're really going to need to do generally is click off onto rendered and then back onto PDF. Sometimes if it's particularly stubborn, I move from one document to the next, but really all you're trying to do is get it to refresh the cache. So there we go. And you see that we got this nice big watermark on it at this point, testing. So that worked perfectly. So that's one way to brand a document. The other way is directly from the grid. So let's open up our grid. And let's come down here to some documents. I think the documents down here at the end, I don't believe are branded yet. Let me actually open up one of these documents. Make sure it's clean. It appears clean. Let's see. Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it's clean. So let's go ahead and pick this document and all the way through this one, which will definitely get this one, which is 2273. And we're going to right click now, and we're going to go to processing options and PDF options, and we're just going to choose brand objects. And it will pull up the same screen we just saw. Forgive the formatting here. Let's give ourselves a little bit more real estate. I think that's the part of the problem here. There we go. And you can see it's still even in the old mode of that former mode of global endorsement. Let's not do that. Let's do none here. And then the top left, let's do a Bates numbering. And let's do a prefix of A, B, well, let's do D, E, F, because I saw A, B, C, so I don't want to cause any conflict. Let's start with 1, and let's do 6 digits of padding that I almost always do. Let's go ahead and just run that. And again, it submits the job. Now this time, since we're branding against more than just one document, 7 in this case, and I don't believe these are PDFs yet. It might take a little bit longer than the sort of instantaneous that happened before. So why don't we go check our job widget and just see where we are. We're going to do link 7, and that was dumb. Forgot to select it, link 7, and it looks like there are no active jobs, which means it was successful. It completed. Excellent. So now let's open up our viewer again, and let's jump to this document, and let's look at the PDF, and there it is, DEF1, DEF2, and then we come here, and we see DEF4, DEF5, it's working perfectly, and so on and so forth, and we'd see that across all our documents. Now, the last topic I want to talk about is searching for Bates numbers. Right now, we've Bates stamped these documents, but it's still not searchable. If I were to type in DEF5 up here and search, I would find nothing. To make these searchable and to, if you will, preserve them, we need to produce the documents. We need to make them part of a tab production. And we do that by just clicking on this button. And then we can add it to an existing production, or we can create a new production. We'll go ahead and add it. And it's going to go and create a tab production for each of the documents that we had selected. Or actually, no, I did it here. So it will only do it for this document. If we had done the same mechanism through the grid, it would do it for all the checked items. But in this case, just this one. And then once that's done, we can go ahead and search on this DEF5, and we should find this document. So let's first of all make sure it was successful. Again, I'm just going to toggle off and toggle back on. Sometimes you got to go from one document to the next. And then back. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, that worked. So now you can see there's a live version for this, plus there's a tab production, which is the first production. And so now we should be able to type DEF5 and run our Bates search, and we should get this document. And indeed we have. So anyway, that is that's branding. We did Bates stamping, we did a watermark. You can play around with various options, but that's it in a nutshell. So hopefully that was helpful and it gets you started. Thank you very much.